Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's time to do a fresh Shop My Stash basket. So I'm going to go through the items from last month's basket, talk about them a little bit, and then we'll go through the choosing process for this month, which is September. So I'm going to leave a timestamp on the screen here if you're not interested in the rundown on the products from last month. If you're just interested in seeing what I'm going to be using for the upcoming month, I'll leave that here so that you can skip ahead if you like. Let's dive into the August basket. So there's a lot in this basket. And I believe I used everything. So the way that I do my Shop My Stash is I pick products that I want to focus on for the month, but I don't limit myself to just what's in the basket. All that to say, I think really all I used was what was in this basket this month. I had a really nice variety. It was very full. I think this was the most full I've ever done a basket. So I really enjoyed it. I felt I had a really nice variety of products to work with. So I had 4 palettes, and the 4 palettes I had were the Butter London Natural Goddess palette. Got this in the July BoxyCharm. I enjoyed this a lot. I had lots of opportunities to play with this. I think it's a very high quality palette, particularly the metallics that are in this are really nice. I used the Milani Gilded Desires palette a lot. I probably used this palette the most out of all of them. These highlights are so blinding. I had a ton of fun with those. Every look that I created with this, I got a ton of compliments on. Really enjoyed this. I think you could use this palette really any time of year. It's got a really nice variety of light colors, dark colors, metallics, shimmers. There's a couple of mattes in there, so you're able to create lots of good looks. I also had the Kathleen Lights Dream Street palette. I use this one a lot as well. I had talked in my previous video about wanting to use these sort of bluey teal colors. Used them, loved them, had a ton of compliments. And then I had also mentioned in the last video that I was enjoying this sort of like bronzy eye, bright lip kind of look for summer. So I used this. This is the Crown Beauty palette. I don't know what it's called, but it's by Crown Pro. I use this one a lot as well to just kind of create neutral looks with a pop of color on the lips. Love that palette. Kind of forgot I had it until I put it in the basket, so I'm really happy that I had a chance to show it some love. In terms of bronzers, I had used my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer a lot, and I also used my Becca. This is the Shimmering Skin Perfector in Bronzed Amber. I actually have this one on today. I really enjoy this. I actually used the Becca one more than I used the Physicians Formula, which I was really surprised because this is kind of my favorite like go-to bronzer. So I really enjoyed both of these. I got a lot of use out of them. I had also included my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3. This is an eyeshadow palette that I use as a highlight palette. Sorry, there's a lot of reflection there. And I did get a lot of use out of that. It's not my favorite formula, but it's a good sort of everyday product. There's a lot of different variety of tones in here, so that worked quite well as a highlight palette, though I'm kind of ready to move on to other things. And then for blushes, I had put in all of my baked formulas. So I had the Laura Geller Tropic Hues. I have this on my cheeks today. I had also included my Milani Luminoso and Bella Bellini. I use these a lot as well. I did notice Bella Bellini to be a lot more glittery than I remembered it being, and it really had that gold shift to it. So it was really nice for summer, but I don't know that I'll get as much use out of this in like the fall and winter because I think it's a very summery look. But I did really enjoy these, got a lot of use out of them. The only thing that I didn't use, this is the second month in a row that I've included the Bodyography Bally Bronze eye pencil, and I haven't used it. It's literally never been used. I got it in a BoxyCharm, so I think that's an indicator that I should declutter this. So I'm going to set it aside and I'll include it in my next declutter video. Hoping that will be coming up soon. I've been trying to sort of weed out a few things that I'm not using very much. And then I just had so many lip products. So very many lip products, and you know, I used them all. I used every single one of these. I just didn't reach for anything outside of what was in this basket. I had a really nice variety of colors. I had liquid lipsticks, I had bullet lipsticks, I had lip gloss. Today I'm wearing the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipstick in, I think, yeah, Sangria. I have that on today. I love that formula. It isn't terribly long wearing though, so I have determined that this isn't something I can wear to work without having to worry about if it's sliding around on my face. But it's great for days that I'm filming, or if I want to pop a little lipstick on to go out and about, but I'm not going to be wearing it for 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 hours. So that's always nice to kind of figure that out. So that's my rundown. I'm trying to keep it quick and snappy on these Shop My Stash videos. So that's a rundown on what I used this month. I enjoyed everything aside from the one product that I didn't use. Like I said, this is the second month in a row that I've not used this, so why am I keeping it? I don't know. So I'm going to put all these things away, switch the camera around, and we'll go through and choose what I'm going to use for September. Okay, starting with my little baskets. I am working on rearranging my makeup, so I'm not happy with the way this is right now, but I'm limited with space and money and what I can do in this room for right now because we are planning on moving in the next year. So just excuse all of the mess because I haven't quite figured out what I'm doing yet. But this basket here right now has blushes and highlights in it. And I don't know if you guys saw, but I did repress my Pretty Vulgar highlight. So I wanted to include that in this month's basket because I hadn't been using it because it was broken. It was a mess all of the time. I will include that video in the description box below if you're interested to see how to repress powders. So I am going to include this highlight. I'm also going to include my IBY 24 karat Magic highlight. I've really been trying to use this one up. I've hit pan on it. The lid is broken off. I really like the product, but I find it's kind of messy because the lid comes off and it gets all everywhere. So I've been really trying to use that up, and it's a really nice kind of bronzy color where the other one is a little bit more pink. So I'm going to throw that one in. For blushes, I'm going to throw in a few. So I haven't used this Essence. Sorry, everything's covered in makeup. I haven't used the Essence Mosaic blush in a while. This is the Berry Connection. It's a really nice sort of light pink color. I'm also going to put in my TG Awaken blush. This is a little bit more of like a coral kind of a color. I haven't used this one in a while, but I'd like to show it some love, so I'm going to throw that in. And then for something a little bit more neutral, I'm going to use the Pixi by Petra blush. This is the color Beach Rose. It's a little bit more of just a nude kind of a blush. I haven't used this one in ages. For bronzers, I pulled these ones out of my cabinet. I have a cabinet over there that I'm trying to figure out, can I use that to store makeup? Is it going to be inconvenient? So I pulled these out. This is the Hoola Benefit Bronzer. This is just a mini. I haven't used this one in a while. And also the Nude by Nature in Bondi Bronze. So I'm going to throw those in for my bronzers for this month. This is my Single Shadows and Glitter basket. So in my August Boxy, I received these Ace Beauty single eyeshadows. These are very comparable to the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I have this one on my eyes today. I'm really enjoying the formula, so I'm going to put these in and get some more use out of them. And that's it for glitters because I'm going to include a palette that has some shimmers in there. So I'm going to grab palettes next before we decide on the lip colors. So what I thought I'd like to do this month is do a little bit of an Urban Decay moment. I have the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. This is a very neutral palette, all mattes, so I thought it would be fun to include this, and I'm going to pair it with the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. So this one is all metallics, and it's a variety of colors, so I thought those two palettes alone should give me a really nice variety and get some use out of these palettes that I spent some money on. One was a gift. This one I bought myself. I hardly ever use it. It's just big and I kind of forget about it. It gets tucked in behind. So I think we'll use those two palettes together, and I don't think I'll need really anything else because there's so much variety in these. Oh yeah, I did want to include this quad. I'm like, I'm not going to include anything else, but then I include something else. I have a couple of these quads. I have one here and I have one at work, and I'm trying to decide if I need to keep this or if I should pass it on. I have a couple of quads like this, but this one in particular I don't seem to use as much, and I can't remember why. So I'm going to throw it in to try and figure that out. And if I'm not going to use it, I think my sister would really like this one. And then for lips, I've got a couple of baskets here, and then I'm going to bring the other thing forward. I've been trying really hard to organize my lip collection, and it's getting more and more difficult as time goes on. So I've got all my bullet lipsticks in here, and I've got my Maybelline, my favorite liquid lipsticks here, and then I've got a basket of liquid lipsticks here and a basket of glosses here. I'm not going to include any glosses because I've got a couple in my purse that I'm working on, but for liquid lipsticks and bullets, I definitely want to include my Urban Decay Back Talk lipstick. I just got this one. I've had it in my collection before and I was really missing it, so I'm going to put that one in for sure. We're in that weird like transition season where September could feel like summer or it could feel like fall, so I want to give myself a little bit of variety. So the last color is a little bit more neutral. I also want to include from Urban Decay the After Dark. It's just like a deep sort of berry color, so I'm going to include that if I want something a little bit darker. I'm also going to include my Pure lipstick in Guest List. This is a really nice just pale nude. It's more on the beigey side, so I thought that might be nice. And I also had forgotten that I owned this. This is the Smashbox Always On liquid lipstick. It's a mini size. I got it in an Ipsy bag. This Smashbox formula is really nice, but it dries out really fast, so I want to make sure that I'm using this up before it dries out. So I'm going to throw that in. I also wanted to put in the e.l.f. Sheer Matte liquid lipstick in the color Nude Rose. This is a really nice sort of nude but a little bit lighter in coverage liquid lipstick. I think I might want a red, so I'm going to use my Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in Pioneer. And I've decided on 3 others that I want to include. Like I said, it's kind of a weird time of year in Canada. September could feel like summer or September could be freezing, so I just want to give myself some variety. I also just picked up this new color of the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. It's the color Artist. I haven't used it yet. I just got it, so I'm going to throw that in. It's very similar to the color I have on my nails. I also want to do the Smashbox Be Legendary lipstick in Power On. This is a really fun like orangey red. In case we get some of those really nice almost summery days, I want to have something vibrant that I can wear. And then finally I'm going to include the Trestique matte lip crayon in Florence Fig. Moving things around in my collection and I forgot that I owned this, so I'm going to throw this in as well. It's a great kind of everyday color, so I'm going to throw that in as well. So I think that's going to do it for this month's basket. It's a lot less full than last month's basket, but like I mentioned before, I don't limit myself just to what's in the basket. These are just things that I want to focus on and get some use out of for the month of September. It is just a weird time of year. I always find September, like May and September, are hard in Canada, especially where I live in Eastern Canada. We just have such a weird variety of weather. So some Septembers have felt like summer all month long. Some Septembers have been really cold, so it's really hard for me to decide, it's really hard for me to decide now what I'm gonna want for the whole month, but these are definitely some things that I've been wanting to focus on and get some use out of. So hopefully it's going to be a good month. I'm looking forward to September. I always love the transition seasons. I love watching the leaves change, but I do hate saying goodbye to the warm weather. So fingers crossed that we're going to have a warm one and we'll get to use some of these fun, like bright colors. But that's going to do it for me for this time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!